baby, won't you meet me by the beam? Too early, maybe later, you could show me things. You know what it is when the office.
Every time I ride it, every time I ride it, make it look so good, try to justify it. Boy, you know they're looking for me, how we gonna hide it? Riding like I drive it.
Hey girl, hey, it's Aliyah. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. Today we are going to be doing the long anticipated eczema skincare routine. This is what I do every single time I'm having an active eczema breakout. Normally I get my eczema right here on the crevice of my arm. You can kind of see it's a little crusty right now. Nothing crazy, but nothing that I don't know how to take care of. I got diagnosed with eczema when I was about 3 or 4 years old, and I've done like the topical steroids and stuff growing up, but right now as an adult, I control my eczema with like over-the-counter products. So I'm going to show you what I do when I'm having a flare-up, especially as someone who does hygiene routines, who loves scents and fragrances, and what I can and can't use on my skin. So let's hop right into the full hygiene routine. Just a heads up, we're not doing hair washing today, but we are doing waxing because I do need to wax my underarms. So fun. So let's get right into it. All right, for skin prep, I'm going in with some witch hazel. Also, feel free if you want to use alcohol instead, but that step is just going to cleanse the skin and remove any debris, any oil, any sweat, deodorant leftover, any residue off the skin, so that the wax can get as close to the skin as possible to pull all the hairs out from the root, because pulling it out from the root is what makes that wax last a long time. Once you're done with that, I'm going to go ahead and add some powder. The powder is going to reduce any moisture on the skin and also help the wax grip the hairs, again, pulling them out at the root. Now, do not skip these steps because the skin prep does help with the waxing process, and you don't got to go over your areas a whole bunch of times and irritate your skin. For wax, I'm using the Waxy brand, and I'm using their actual waxing pot. I've had this for like a year or something, and I'm also using their brand like wax beads that I went ahead and melted. You want to have it at like a honey-ish consistency. Now, don't listen to me when it comes to like which direction you're supposed to lay the wax and stuff, because at this point I'm just laying it however I can lay it so that I can actually pull it off and I'm getting as many hairs as possible. I know you're supposed to like lay it in one direction and like pull it in another direction and go the opposite direction, but I always forget that, and then my armpit hair goes in like 17 different directions depending on like what part of my underarm it is. So yeah, this is not a tutorial. This is me showing you that I just do it. And I used to do my own like full body waxes. Like I would do my underarms, I would do my stomach because my stomach is really hairy, and then I would do my full Brazilian all by myself, girl. And it doesn't hurt. I think just because I've been getting waxes forever, and I learned how to do it myself like during COVID, because I was like, I'm sitting at home and my coochie's hairy and like nobody finna be putting up with that. I'm not gonna put up with that. So that's how I learned how to do it. But like nowadays I just wax my own underarms, and I probably do this like every 2 weeks, or I'll go back and forth between waxing my underarms 1 week and then using a depilatory another week. It's very seldom that I actually use a razor under my arms unless I'm really just like pressed for time. So I do try to go ahead and like get that under control, because my underarms, they need a wax like every 2 weeks. My meat flaps, whatever carpet be going on down there, I don't care most of the time. Like I'll do it because I want to, not because I have to. But also, the least amount of like body hair that you have, your body has an easier time like not holding on to bacteria that can cause odor. And it also helps reduce sweat when I do some sort of hair removal. It doesn't have to be bald by any means. Don't think I'm saying that. But shorter hair just does hold on to a little less bacteria. Anyway, so I'm finishing up that first armpit. I want to make sure like once I lay the wax that I am pressing it into the skin again so it can dry and grip all of those little hairs, because some of those hairs are finer than others. And then we're going to move on, and I'm doing one last really big strip where I'm just doing my whole armpit just to make sure I can get as many of those hairs as possible. And I really like waxing my hair, and I don't know if y'all like this or not, but I love to see like all the hair that I pulled out. I may not have done it in this video, but like at the time of me doing this voiceover, I did a full Brazilian on myself, and I haven't done that in forever. And I got to see all the long coochie carpet hairs that came out, and I was like, oh my God. It's really intriguing to me. Like it's kind of nasty, but like if you're like me and I'm like a skin picker and I love skin, I love hygiene stuff. So like that's just so intriguing to me. Now, again, don't listen to me and do not just go try to do your own Brazilian, especially if you've never got a professional Brazilian done before. But if you have and you want to be one of the strongest soldiers, give it a try. I'm not liable for it, but like maybe you want to try it. If anything, you can definitely wax your own like bikini line. And once you get to the bikini line and you're like, oh girl, I don't want to do this again, it's fine. I completely understand. But it's really not that bad. Anyway, I'm gonna stop yapping and I'm gonna let you see the rest of the wax. We finished one arm and I'm gonna move on to my less dominant side. This one definitely takes me longer because trying to like pull the wax with my non-dominant hand and also apply it with my non-dominant hand is very, very hard for me. But yeah, I'll see y'all when we get to dry brushing.
Take your time, what's no rush? I said, baby, I'm a dog, I'm one. She said, take your time, what's no rush? I said, baby, I'm a dog, I'm one. I'm a dog, I'm one. I can smoke no red, be so cold in my blood, yeah. I see past pretty faces, so I got trouble trusting. But I let my guard down to you. Said I put my guard down to you. Said I'll be vulnerable, so you can break my heart if you want to. She said, take your time, what's so rush? I said, baby, I'm a dog, I'm a man. She said, take your time, what's so rush? I said, baby, I'm a dog, I'm a man. I'm a dog, I'm a man. No crib talking come through, it's time to break it in. 32 live on pants size, cause they try breaking in. New condo, say your name at the front. You can stay if you want. It's been one of those nights I ain't had in a minute. It's been a minute, had to pop a shoe to recreate the feeling. But it's never the same as the first time we did it. First time we did it, but I let my guard down for you. Said I'll put my guard down for you. Said I'll be vulnerable, so you can break my heart if you want to. She said, take your time, what's the rush? Take your time. I said, baby, I'm a dog, I'm a man. She said, take your time, what's the rush?
All right, our waxing is done and I'm going in and dry brushing. This helps exfoliate my skin, especially when I'm dealing with a eczema flare up. My skin is already naturally dry, but the eczema makes my skin even drier, of course. And then this also helps with lymphatic drainage, just the smoothness of my skin. Now, be super gentle with this if you're just starting out. I probably dry brush maybe 2 to 3 times a week, but when you're first starting out, try once a week and don't be too aggressive with it. And this is also great for exfoliating any areas that you have or are waxing. So definitely do my underarms. I do my bikini line, my legs. I don't really do hair removal on my legs, but if that's your vibe, it helps a lot. And it also feels like my skin is like super shiny whenever I finish this. So I'm doing top and bottom and I'm dry brushing toward my heart. Okay.
I said, baby, I'm a dog, I'm a dog, I'm a man.
Now that we're in the shower, I'm gonna grab my very favorite bar soap. This is the Dove Sensitive Skin Bar Soap. Y'all, I told you I got diagnosed with eczema when I was like 3 or 4 maybe, and this was one of the first products that like did not irritate my skin that my dermatologist was recommending for cleansing. It is so gentle, it's so soothing. Like, I always have this with me. I always have it in the house. I always have it in my suitcase when I travel because it is just a really good overall cleanser. My skin feels clean. It doesn't feel dehydrated. It doesn't cause me any flare up, any allergic reaction, nothing. I love it so bad. Like, to the point that even when I was learning how to cleanse myself as a woman, this was like my go-to soap. Still, when I travel, if I don't feel like bringing a bunch of stuff or I'm just taking a carry-on, this is what I use on my meat flaps, okay? So I'm lathering up. And also, if you're interested in any of the stuff that I'm using in the shower routine, I made a special Amazon store list with every single thing that I'm using today, just to make it super easy and straightforward. And of course, I'm using my Korean exfoliating rag. Y'all know I love this thing. Now, if your skin is a little bit more sensitive, especially after dry brushing, I say just go ahead and use a regular towel, but I haven't had any issues using the combination of the two, and it definitely gets all that dry skin off. It's long enough to like wash my back without needing any additional products, and my skin feels clean. If I'm in a rush, I can wash with just this and like wash everything head to toe with just this and be perfectly fine. But I want to add a little bit more moisture, so I'm going to do that. But before that, I like to go in and wash my feet. This is a very extra step. It's very unnecessary, but like it just feels good. It's a little extra pampering. It's a little fun. I do this to my man's feet now. Ew, I hate saying that, but I do. Um, if you have like athlete's feet or like stinky feet, if you're in closed shoes, especially in like high humidity climates, and you're more prone to like toe fungus or anything, this little foot shampoo has tea tree oil, which is like anti-inflammatory, so it can help reduce like athlete's foot fungus, smelly bacteria on your feet. But if not, honestly, it's just like a very soothing step that I've added into my routine recently. Now, I'm not doing this every day. I do add this like maybe once a week, again, just for extra step. But be careful if you're in the shower because this stuff is slippery and I don't want anybody to fall, because I was definitely like sliding around on the shower floor doing this. But it's just fun. And then this little brush, I've seen a lot of people use these silicone brushes on their body. I don't particularly like it for my body, but I do like it for my feet. Then I'm going to go in with this nail brush and clean my toenails. And this is cleaning the top and underneath just to make sure I don't have any debris. I don't have acrylic on my toenails, but they are a little bit longer, so I want to make sure there's nothing underneath them. Again, no bacteria, no smelly feet. And it's just a fun step. And we're going to go ahead and rinse that all off before we get into the next step. So like I said, I wanted to add some extra moisture. This is the Bioderma cleansing oil. I love this stuff. I've used a handful of cleansing oils. I've tried the Naturium one. I like Naturium, I promise. But Bioderma I like a little bit more because it has significantly less fragrance. It still has like a worth of scent to it, but it's not a lot of scent whatsoever. And I do feel like it's very, very moisturizing. It's not overly stripping to my skin. It helps my skin barrier. Like it feels so good. And I do think it gets a really nice lather and it's so neutral, because when I am dealing with a flare up, I am pulling all the scented stuff that I can. So this one doesn't irritate my skin. Deuterium, if I'm dealing with an active flare up, it can cause me a little bit of issue, but like nothing crazy, you know? my final step in the shower is to go ahead and wash my meat flaps. I just do this on a regular towel. A separate wash is not necessary. The Dove Sensitive Skin Soap works perfectly fine, and I'm going to get in there and scrub it like some pots and pans, and then I'm going to give myself a really, really good rinse. You want to make sure all the soap is off of your skin because soap residue can cause skin irritation. It can dry your skin out. It can cause a plethora of problems when it's dry and just left on your skin. So I'm gonna make sure I rinse everything in, out, under, over, everything, and get it all off before I step out the shower and work on my outside the shower hygiene stuff. Hey girl, so we're out the shower. I am on my period right now. It's literally on the last day, but I'm gonna show y'all the tampons that I personally like to use. I'm a tampon girl, real bad. Tampons and thongs. Is that a crazy combination? Sure, but do I do it? Absolutely. I like the L brand. I know, but they fit very, very well. And when I say I never get leakage with these, and like I have a pretty calm period, it's about 3 days. The time I'm filming this is a Saturday. I started Thursday morning. My period is essentially over. It's barbecue sauce time. So, and I just get a box of supers and regulars. I hope I have some regulars left in here. And usually I go through more regulars because I usually only have to wear the super for like my first full day, and then regulars the rest of the time. But I'm not telling nobody else to use this. I'm just telling you because I know y'all gonna ask, but these are what I like. I've tried the Core brand because I know people like those, but like they're like a weird shape, and I do think tampon shape does make a difference per like vagina as a whole. So that's just my personal preference. I haven't had any issues. I don't have long painful periods. I do get cramping like the day it starts. Beyond that, I'm cool, I'm vibing. So, but tampon time. Y'all be putting in y'all tampon. If you hear noise in the background, I have a fan going because when I say it's so hot in here, please appreciate my shower routines, because like bitch, when I say the bathroom be steaming, okay, and it be water all on the floor, like honey just came in and like I have water everywhere, and I'm gonna clean the floors afterwards, but I do be having water everywhere. Anyway, tampon. So go ahead and apply lotion. And I don't even have the water up hot because like I like to have my water lukewarm, because I do feel like lukewarm water doesn't dry my skin out as much. And I had a dermatologist, like my derm, telling me that when I was like a child. So I've stuck with it. And I know you're like, I don't feel clean without a hot shower. I promise, like if you just turn it down from whatever your normal setting is, like little by little, until you get like, it's more than lukewarm, but not scalding, right? And it definitely makes a difference in the hydration and overall like health of my skin, and I don't have as many issues. Now, I do still get flare-ups if the weather changes, if I'm eating more dairy, because dairy is like, there's been studies that connect like dairy intolerance or lactose intolerance. There have been studies that connect dairy intolerance and lactose intolerance to skin rashes. Eczema is a skin rash, so, or atopic dermatitis. So whenever I'm doing the stuff I'm not supposed to do, I definitely get flare-ups. If I was consistent, or like wearing fragrances do tear my skin up. Not all the time, but there are fragrances that I know that I'm just like, I got one day using this and I'm not gonna be able to use it again. Like there are certain soaps that just do that to my skin. I'm not gonna tell y'all which ones because like it varies. It's hot in here. I'm so sorry if I'm breathing hard. But like it definitely does vary person to person. I've noticed personally, Nivea is one of those soaps that does it to me. It just causes me a flare up if I use it too many days in a row. Olay is another one, and I love, when I say I love Olay so much, and it smells so good, and I think they have beautiful fragrances, but I get 2 showers max with an Olay soap before my little crevice in my arm is like, yeah, anyway, girl. But like they're not the only ones. It's consistently using scent, and I'm not gonna give up scented products, but I do know as soon as like it does start to flare up, like I revert back to the shower routine, pull all these scents, and just go back to my basics. And this is one of my basics. Even if I am using scented products, I will mix it with this lotion because it does help my skin a lot. It has alpha hydroxyl acid, which is an exfoliant, which helps with like that like those 2-3 surface layers of the skin, so they like are de-crusty, and then it also has glycerin in it, which helps protect, like add a protective layer onto your skin. And then as far as moisturizing with eczema, you want to make sure you're using a lotion. Even if you do decide to use oils, body butters, whatever, you want to make sure you're using a lotion first. You know it's a lotion because that first ingredient is going to be water. You're going to need that water because molecularly those oils are just sitting on top of your skin and they are not helping your epidermis in completion. So your epidermis are all those beautiful layers of skin. You have 7 layers of skin, and your skin is your biggest organ on your body. Hello, thank you. I have not 1 but 2 science degrees, babe. Anywho, but you just want to make sure that you're using a lotion first, and you can put anything on top of it. Like sometimes I'll put my lotion on first and then put a body butter on top of it. Sometimes I'll put my lotion, this lotion on first, and then put a scented lotion on top of it. Sometimes I'll like just mix them like 50-50 if I'm being super lazy. But if I put this one first, I usually don't have any issues with scented lotion. Scented lotion is just one of those things that I play with fire when it comes to scented lotion. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. You're not gonna stop me. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, because who gonna stop me? So yeah, but definitely find a lotion that works for you. This one, I will let you know, is super rich. Like it tells you the richness level on here. And like all the Eucerins have this on them, all the Eucerin lotions. So this one is the richest. It's very thick, it's very greasy. Like it's gonna moisturize my skin, but there's also like a greasy, shiny layer that's going to be on my skin as soon as I put it on. If it's summertime, I like to put this on at night and then put on something a little bit lighter during the day, maybe the CeraVe lotion, because that one's lighter, is more water-based. I don't think it has glycerin in it, so it's not like as oily and heavy. But this is a heavy hitter. This is heavy duty. During the winter, when I have a flare, you just can't get this off me. If you've been here with me and like you follow me on TikTok and stuff, you know this is my baby. I've been using this. I've been telling y'all about it for at least 4 years now, but I've been going back and forth with this lotion essentially my entire life because Eucerin was my lotion of choice when like my skin was really bad, like really bad. And like putting on lotion consistently, that's another thing that has like helped with the overall health of my skin, because like yes, I still get flare-ups, but I have naturally dry skin, and I think the health of my skin has improved over the years just with the amount of like time and care that I take to take care of my skin. Because like this is my baby. She is like your first line of defense. She really does work hard. Like I love my skin, like skin in general. Skin is an organ, right? So yeah, I do a lot for her. I love her. Now that we're lotioned up, I'm actually not going to do any scents or anything. So we did wax at the beginning. This is what it looks like. I just waxed my armpits. I'm gonna, because I'm period week, I'm actually gonna skip my Brazilian wax. I usually don't do my Brazilian wax myself anymore. I can, I don't want to. I have before. I just think it takes me significantly longer to do it myself than if somebody else does it. So yeah. While my skin is still wet, I'm also going to do a little bit more foot care. I'm going to slather my feet in some Vaseline. You can use Vaseline or Aquaphor. Like I said, I love me some Aquaphor, y'all. Y'all know I love some Aquaphor. And then I'm going to put some fuzzy socks on. It can be fuzzy socks, regular socks, or there are also socks that have like the silicone lining in them. I think those are really good. And I'm just going to do this to both feet. This just keeps my heels and my feet feeling good and soft in between pedicures before we get into the rest of the body care. But what we are going to do is get some body deodorant. I showed y'all this. This is the Kiehl's body deodorant. I love this, okay? When I say favorite body deodorant of all time, it's $30, okay? But when I run out, I'm buying it again. I love the smell. It's just so like neutral, but like a little bit sweet. It sticks to the skin. It's very drying. Like when I feel like it helps absorb so much. I'm going to Thailand super soon. By the time y'all see this, I should be back in Thailand. But I took this to Thailand with me last year. Tens, babe, tens, okay? And as far as body deodorant goes, I like to put body deodorant underneath my boobs, in between my thighs, up into like my bikini line, in between my butt cheeks as back shot deodorant, because we all know. And then I also like to apply it on my lower back, because my lower back is like a very sweaty part of me. So it adds a little extra level of protection. I love this smell. It may not be for everybody, but I really do enjoy this smell just in general. And I'm gonna put my clothes on and then we'll be right back with the rest of the routine. Okay? Hey girl, hey. Okay, so we are back. We're dressed. We already put on our body deodorant. I went ahead and took my hair down. The curls, I had curled my hair the previous day and I just been sleeping in the 2 buns to like kind of keep them up, but I'm not keeping them up for too long because I'm about to get my hair done. Maybe, I think. Or I'm gonna do it myself. I haven't figured that out yet. That's not important. So just a little in between. I went ahead and popped some Vaseline on my lips because my lips are ashy. Something that I do like to do, and this is completely optional because I know some people might have an issue with powder, but there is like unscented body powder that you can use. Mine is scented. This doesn't bother me because I don't get any eczema like on my chest or any of the places that I do apply body powder. So just fair warning, but I am going to go ahead and apply my body powder. This powder puff and all the stuff in relation to it is always on Amazon, and like all my scented powder, and like I have a powder combo in here of like a couple different things, and I honestly just add to it and it's gonna smell like whatever it smells like, honestly. So I go ahead and under my boobs, in between my chest, on my lower back, pretty much any place that I apply body deodorant, I like to apply powder with my powder puff. And then if you're doing this and getting dressed to go out, you can just wipe the powder off if it gets on your clothes with a damp towel and it'll come right off. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then my personal final step for this entire routine is to use hydrocortisone. This is the cortisone 10 water resistant. This is an ointment, or like the gel. You want to look for the water resistant one because you want the gel consistency instead of the cream. The cream for me personally dries my skin out so bad for some reason, but the gel, perfect, muy bien. She's lovely, she's gorgeous. And I just go ahead and pop this on all like my active breakouts of any kind. And like I said, I usually get them right here on this part of my arm, and that's kind of been the place forever. It doesn't really spread much anymore, but those are like my super sensitive spots. But this one in particular is the only one that I use because I've used the cream before, and like I feel like the cream has made my eczema worse without making it better because it dries it out. This one is moisturizing, it's protective barrier, it helps with my skin barrier, like, and it stops me from scratching because I'm good for scratch. I love scratching. I love scratching. I don't know about nobody else, but bitch, I love scratching. Oh my God. Like, it just be feeling so fucking good. I'm all moisturized and I know I look nice and greasy, but like that is honestly the best way for my skin to be because I do have naturally dry skin on top of having eczema. Like my skin type is dry and sensitive, and then having eczema on top of it, like being this glowy and like moisturized helps me so much. And then I can get like, if I'm being super lazy, I can get like a full 24 hours out of this before my skin starts to feel like dry and rough, right? So, but I usually end up taking like a daytime and nighttime shower. So I'm not going 24 hours without showering most of the time, unless I'm flying, because like I've been on like 14+ hour flights and shit. So yeah, that is really it for the shower routine as far as what I do for my eczema. I think that keeping it simple has helped me a lot. It helps my skincare a lot, and just overall the health of my skin, like more simplistic products. I don't need, I feel like my shower routine is still a little extra even when I'm having a flare up, but I'm a little extra. Like I like a little bit of extra, a little bit of something, like the pamper part. And all this is not necessary. Do what you need to do, and this is what works for my skin. And I know that other people that I have kind of informed about my shower routine, it helps them with their active flare-ups. And also your dietary habits do play a large role. I was telling y'all about like the dairy intolerance. So if I do start to get a flare-up, I do go ahead and pull back on eating like dairy, specifically cheese. Cheese is like that's my dairy vice. Like I do plant-based cream. I don't drink milk for anything unless I'm like it's in a latte, and I'll do like oat milk, but I do dairy-free everything else but a cheese. Melted cheese doesn't have lactose, but it still has dairy, and there is not like, you can have a dairy intolerance or a lactose intolerance, and like my eczema is a little bit more dairy intolerance because atopic dermatitis or eczema is inflammation of the skin. So dairy is also kind of more inflammatory, on the system. Sorry, being a nerd girl. And then I also like to up my water intake, and I like to shower a little bit more often. I already told y'all about like the cooler water thing, but I like to take more showers. Sometimes I like up it, like I may not do twice a day all the time, but I definitely do twice a day because like I sit in the house a lot, sorry. But I definitely do twice a day when I'm on like eczema skin fixer upper thing, just because that's what my skin needs for sure. And I also am going to skip out on perfume because environmental allergies do have some sort of correlation for me personally on my skin. So like when I'm having when I'm getting like hay fever and stuff in the spring, or when the seasons are changing, my skin does act up a little bit more. So I'm gonna chill out on any of the like environmental allergy stuff. I can also pop an allergy, like my regular allergy medication. I like the Claritin gels, and I like to take them in the morning before my allergies start if I know I'm like high in the season. And that's like my personal favorite. And I noticed that does correlate with like how my skin is reacting if my allergies are also acting up. And I have the trifecta where I have allergies, asthma, and eczema. So one kind of triggers the other most of the time for me specifically. My asthma is triggered by my allergies. My allergies also trigger my eczema. So yeah, that's a lot of information. And when it comes to eczema, everyone is different. And like I know like steroids and topicals, they make a difference. And also just being cautious about overusing steroids, because I do think cortisone is a steroid, if I'm not mistaken. I think so. Editing Aliyah will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think cortisone is a steroid, and powerful topical steroids, that cortisone is just a 1%, but most topicals are like 5 to 10%, and those can give me a little bit of a steroid overload, especially with also needing to be on steroids for like my asthma and stuff. So, and for me, a steroid overload makes my face break out. I start to get pimples, which is crazy, but neither here nor there. But for just regular things, moisturizing on damp skin, chilling on dairy products specifically, upping my water, more greens do help me. And like I know it's kind of lame. And then cooler water for showers. Like, and I come from a family that like everybody in my family has eczema. Like most of them have it on their hands. It's just like a super common thing in my family. Like every other woman has eczema in my house. So like the household that I grew up in. So yeah. But I know that was a lot of information. I hope it was helpful. I know this routine is like super duper simplistic. It's a little bit shorter. We didn't wash hair today, and I don't get it on my face. I don't have a special skincare routine for when I do get an eczema breakout as far as my face is concerned, because I use the same like couple of things. My regular face wash, this is the Kale Green Tea Spinach Vitamin Superfood Cleanser from Youth to People. This is the cleanser I use all the time. It's like my everyday regular schmegular cleanser, unless I'm doing any sort of treatments or anything, and I still use that every day. And then the Murad Cellular Hydration Repair Serum, I go ahead and pop this on, just an extra moisture barrier. And then one of my favorite moisturizers is also the Cellular Hydration Repair Cream. And this combo is like, this is my base skincare routine. Like if I was only allowed 3 pieces of skincare, I would use this over and over again. It's super duper hydrated. My skin feels really, really good. And if I'm allowed one extra thing, I would go ahead and put some Aquaphor on it, because the Aquaphor has the Lidolin in it, and the Lidolin on your skin, beautiful. My skin loves it. My face specifically loves it because it acts very similar to your skin barrier. Everything loves it except for my lips. I cannot put Aquaphor on my lips, but yeah. I hope this was helpful. I hope I was able to share something that makes your skincare routine a little bit easier, because I know how hard eczema is. Like I said, I've had it essentially my entire life, and I actively had to start taking care of my own skin when I was like 6, right? And this routine is something that I figured out within the past couple of years in my 20s, and I hope it's helpful. But I'm gonna head out. I will see y'all in the next routine. When I get back, y'all will get some stuff from Thailand. But that's it. That's all. I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. And no matter what your skin looks like, you're still a beautiful, lovely angel. And I love you so much. And I appreciate you watching. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.